contest here in first half action. Ball's being tipped around, and Spartans going to get another opportunity. That one's denied. Smack the other way. Nobody yells wolf, and that's an easy steal for number 23. That's Samuel Anthony. Here at Kennesaw Mountain. Here at Kennesaw Mountain High School. Kennesaw just about 20 to 30 minutes north of Atlanta here at the Hoop Quest Atlanta Tip-Off Classic. At the free throw line, you've got number 32, Jermaine Moses, at the line, and Moses cannot get the first one to go. Like 2 16-minute halves here at the Atlanta Tip-Off Classic. Ball is going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Spartans, so it will go over to the North Atlanta Orangemen. Orangemen have the possession. Nice uniforms on behalf of the Orangemen, but can take a little bit of a second to decipher those numbers, so bear with me. They get it from the block, kick it across to the wing. Jumper off the mark. Rebound cleared out of there. Well, the rebound secure, still having an issue clearing it out of there. The outlet isn't poked away, but it'll still be Spartans basketball. Number 22 with it now. That's Quentin Cardell. He'll try to work it inside. Now back to Cardell. Back to the block. Good entry pass. Had enough air under it to get it over the outstretched arm of the defender and make it an easy bucket on the inside there for number 32. That's Jermaine Moses. Couldn't take advantage at the free throw line moments ago, but goes and cleans up what he messed up with that post finish. We've got a 50-50 ball on the floor and a jump ball as a result. Possession arrow is going to send it the other way. Approaching the 10-minute mark here in the first half. Cardell with it. He's been the straw that stirs the drink, per se, here over the past few possessions, setting up the offense and working it inside. Now the pass knocked away there momentarily by number 23, Kendall Lewis. Lewis unable to keep it in bounds, as Lewis will have a seat. So the Spartans set to inbound it. They get it in. Number 4, Tavion Ringo with it. Now he'll get it over to Cardell. Cardell going inside again to Moses, and Moses is fouled. Moses being guarded on the inside by number 34, Kennedy Howery, for the Orangemen. Spartans going back to Moses, getting a healthy dosage of Moses on the inside, and the Orangemen appear game for it, as that's a second block. Second block of the game for Kendall Lewis. So Lewis didn't sit for very long for the Orangemen. He's right back into the contest. They can't convert on his defensive efforts on the offensive end, as that jumper's off the mark, running the floor, And getting behind the defense are the Spartans. Will have a trip to the free throw line coming up here. Give me a second while I see this young man's number. It is number 1. That's Rolf Eustace. Just the Spartans haven't really helped their plight out as much as they would like to from the free throw line. You saw Moses get a trip there a few possessions back. Rolf Eustace at the line now. Misses the first, trying to split, and he does so. Swishes the second one through. That'll make it 11-12. Pass broken up on the inside. Now Spartans going the other way. As Cardle slows it up for a second, but just gets it to his cutting teammate, who takes it from there, flips it up and in. Cardell with the assist. Waiting to see the back of that jersey number to see who we give credit for those points. That was actually number 11, Joseph Griffith, running the floor and getting the lay-in. It's now the Spartans are up by 1. Kendall Lewis can't get the free throws to go. The Shiloh General could have tied the game or given his team the lead there off the mark, but that's spilled milk at this point. Now they're on the defensive end. That elbow jumper, no good. Rebound tipped around and eventually brought down by number 24. That's Richard Jones. Kick it out to the wing. No good on the three-point attempt. The hustle there for Lewis, but he throws it right off the back of the window. Out of bounds, it'll go the other way. So the Orangemen currently trailing by 1. Moses wants it on the block, being guarded by Lewis. That's a matchup that's been pretty intense here so far with the way they've went inside to Moses, but also how Lewis has been able to contain him, though giving up a few LBs there in that matchup. Oh, cookies. Lewis with the steal. Orangeman off to the races. Lewis weaving through white jerseys and able to use the nice frame to lay it in. Kendall Lewis. Mentioning a 10 Shiloh, a team that is always in the mix when you talk about contending here in the state of Georgia. Put together a good year this year. A couple notables there. Greg James, who I believe is still uncommitted, but is one of the better three-point shooters in the state. You got Brian Coffey, the North Florida signee. That triple right there is knocked down by number 20. And that's Jackson Eder. Eder out of Etowah. Good things happening with that program. Coach Alan Whiteheart. And the Etowah squad experiencing some milestones there just in his first year as head coach. As we have that score there that's going to prompt the timeout. That's number 12 there on the bucket for the Orangemen. That's Jaden Owens. As this Orangeman squad, well, both teams, you got some athletes on both sides, but really impressed with some of the length and athleticism of some of these Orangeman players. You see Kendall Lewis, he got the stop on one end. They're able to convert. You see that. Those long legs really helping them get to the rack with a quickness there for the Orangemen. So you got 6 minutes, 46 seconds remaining here in the first half. 6-point lead for the Orangemen. They were trailing by a point or two. Since then, defense has led to offense as they've been able to get some points going there in transition. I think overall, both teams are doing a pretty good job of moving the ball and not really letting it stick in one place, not too much one-on-one ball. In a little bit of a trap situation, caught between a rock and a hard place. We're going to have a jump ball. There's number 4, David Rowe, was in a tough spot. He had 2 defenders there and then another 2 when you factor in the half-court line and the sideline. But the jump ball will keep it with the North Atlanta Orangemen. Orangemen get it across the timeline. It's number 24, Richard Jones. Jones, too strong off the glass. Offensive board. Hellman and Lunchbell bucket on the inside. His second score of the first half. Young Jackson Etter. The Spartans answer right back. That score was by number 11, Joseph Griffith. No, correction, number 1. Take one of those ones off. That was Rolf Eustace on the score. Etter trying to get another follow-up attempt. This one's denied. Looked like the Spartans got a couple fingertips on it. So that one comes up short. Getting behind the defense is Eustace. Powers up, can't get the shot to go. Etter tied up on the rebound. Refs doing a good job of letting him play. And here come the Orangemen the other way. Wow. Howery is denied on the inside, but actually, correction, Kennedy Howery is number 34. That's number 4, David Rowe. So Rowe in attack mode. He is fouled and sent to the line to shoot 2, 15-21. The Orangemen with a 6-point advantage, looking to add to it. Rowe can't get the first one to go. Rowe, class of 2019, attends Greater Atlanta Christian. GAC Spartans, beautiful home facility there, just off of Indian Trail. There in Norcross. Program that has been home to Coach Eddie Martin prior to winning that state championship at Buford. He won put a few banners in the rafters there at Greater Atlanta Christian. Some players that came through there, Malcolm Brogdon, the Milwaukee Buck, former GAC attendee, and then Isaiah Wilkins is at Virginia now. He's a former GAC Spartan as well. Still playing on the NCAA level, but I'm sure has some aspirations to possibly join Malcolm amongst the pro ranks. 7-point game now, Orangemen leading, coming up on the 5-minute mark. Spartans have really turned up the pressure on the ball handlers for the Orangemen. You've seen a couple jump balls forced, some turnovers. The Orangemen have to do a better job being able to handle the pressure that the Spartans are putting there in their face right now. Nearly stolen. They're working inside. I was going to say he might have gotten away with the hook. But before I could get that out, the official makes the call. The officials touch base. Looked like they were about to give the ball back to the Spartans. But the officials communicate the call was made, and now here come the Orangemen the other way. Richard Jones with the ball, gets it over, pass nearly stolen, but they keep possession. Here's a southpaw mid-range, Jay. That one's too strong. Good box out there by 00 for the Spartans. Carry on Smith. As Jackson Etter scores it on the other end, makes it a 9-point lead, and that's going to prompt a Sage Spartans timeout. We'll take one with them. When we get back, we'll bring you more Hoop Quest Atlanta Tip-Off Classic. And welcome back to the action here at the Hoop Quest Atlanta Tip-Off Classic. The Orangemen and the Spartans are truly tipping things off here, as we've got that one floated up and in. That's the 0-0, Carry-On Smith. On one end for the Spartans, Kendall Lewis getting a trip to the line here for the Orangemen. I think Lewis has had a good game so far. Now looking for some of that success to extend to the free throw line. Definitely a much better stroke on that one. Took his time more. Had to follow through. That one just wouldn't fall for him, but a little bit more focused at the line here in this possession. Missed the first two. And was still, kind of getting loose in the game, but you really saw him making a concerted effort to take advantage of those trips to the charity stripe. So he splits the pair. Oh, Cookies. Eder with the steal, goes behind the back. The Spartans get back. We'll see what he does with it. Gets caught in the air, but luckily for him, all works out. That up and under attempt is just short there by Sire Gray. Nice pass inside. They blow the bunny. Then you bring it below your waist, and that close proximity to the rim going to be tough to bring it back above it. That one's knocked away and controlled by the Orangemen. Sire Gray with it. Avoids the defender, now kicks it out to Eder. Eder thought about the pass. Instead, goes ahead and splashes the triple. Good read there on the situation. Didn't have a predetermined read in terms of shooter pass. Wanted to make the extra one. The defender bit, and he knocks it down. Like what Eder's bringing to the table, now trying to show off the mid-range game. I'm a big fan of the mid-range. They say it's a lost art. I don't think that applies to everybody. See players at various levels being able to use that. Eder is one of them. We have a timeout on the floor. Let's take a look at a couple Jackson Eder replays. You see right there, really fakes that pass to Lewis. The defender hesitates, and that's enough time to splash from the outside for Eder. Then coming back down, really see him playing within his team. He really started off by just running the floor, getting a couple offensive boards and putbacks, and that's led him to slowly but surely warm up. Saw the outside stroke from three, and there splashes the mid-range. It is now a 30-17 advantage for the Orangemen as a result. Two minutes, 23 seconds until the halftime. Feeling like he had a mouse in the house, did Eustace? Misses the first two. Third time isn't a charm in terms of it falling through, but he is going to go to the line to shoot two. So that's Rolf Eustace at the line. Neither team want to win too many free throw percentage awards, at least not based on the first half performance. Again, they're not trying to miss them, so I'm sure they'll look to do a better job as the game goes on, but it's still something that I'm sure you're going to see coaches kind of touch base on. The travel game, certain elements maybe aren't driven home as hard as they are during the high school season, but free points are free points, and you want to take advantage of them. It just seems like Jackson Etter is shooting like everything is a free throw. He's made his last 3 jumpers. But still, something to deal with. On the inside is Jermaine Moses for the Spartans. He's been quiet here over the past few minutes. Heat check, Etter, bucket. Was just going to say after his last score, it's, he's at that point where he's earned a heat check. You go with the hot hand. And that was before that last make. If this were NBA Jam, he'd already be on fire. Etter is putting together a very good game right now, something that Coach Alan Whitehart, I'm sure, would appreciate if he could see it. And the thing about it is, if you're the Spartans, you want to play good team defense, but there's no way in the world that guy, after knocking down his last 4 shots, should be that open. Moses came out to contest, but by that time, it was too late. So here at the free throw line, number 4, is Tavion Ringgold. Lead is now 16. Approaching the final minute of the first half. Extra pass. Somehow they leave him wide open again, and he misses that one. His first time missing in about 5 shots. So a penalty situation. That's the 8th team foul against the Orangemen. Missing the front end of the 1-and-1. A lot of coaches equate that to a turnover. See if the Orangemen hold for the last shot here. That appears to be the plan. Somebody zigged when they should have zagged. They'll turn it over. Spartans ahead, able to chase it down. And Cardell went to plant to try to stop himself from going out of bounds, but steps out with his right foot. About 9 seconds to work with. Skip pass. Had it for a second, and maybe a little too unselfish there as the Orangemen don't get a shot off. So that's going to send us into the half. It's a 16-point lead for the Orangemen. A big part of that, this young fella right here, Jackson Etter. It's been team ball, but he's been the man with the plan on the offensive end. Another bucket there, and he scored double figures in the first half. And welcome back here to the Hoop Quest Atlanta Tip-Off Classic. 16-point advantage for the North Atlanta Orangemen. Micah Hodges rebounding like he wants it to stay that way. They're on that play, but the pass is broken up. Nice usage of his 2 steps en route to a layup there for Quentin Cardell. 14-point game. Cardell with some pep in the step, sense of urgency there for the Spartans as they try to erase this gap. Shot won't go off the glass. Offensive rebound by Moses. That one's blocked. And the Spartans will get another crack at it. Tell you what, there's been instances throughout this game on both sides where these Kennesaw Mountain High School rims just haven't been kind to these squads. That's where placement looked like it's been there, both on free throws and layups, but it is what it is. You won't see either making excuses. The Orangemen have a little bit more of a cushion to work with. Lewis off the mark on the jumper, looking to go coast to coast. That shot's too strong off the glass. It will be Orangemen's ball. You look at leading scorer for the game up to this point, Jackson Etter, the Etowah Eagle. Game high 18 points so far, 18 first half points. Kendall Lewis, his entry pass was tipped. He went back, got it. Shot off the mark, Spartans with the rebound. In the corner, Etter, not the man you want to leave alone. That one in and out. He misses. Micah Hodges does not. Class of 2019 player out of Villa Rica. Moses wants it inside. A lot of congestion in there. Has it knocked away, and he'll be called for the travel. Looked like the ball was hit out of his hand, so not sure how the travel call was made. I think the Spartans coach is of the same opinion. Makes his opinion known, but now they go the other way. At least the Orangemen did. The Spartan defense, nowhere to be found on that particular play as they lay it up and in, 22-40. Stolen, Sire Gray. The scoop and the score. Sire Gray out of Redan. He's also a class of 2019 player. Cardell with the interception. Get that out of here. That one smacked against the glass by Hodges. Changes the second shot. Ball still being tipped around. And they will say last touch by the Orangemen. Coming up on the 13-minute mark. As we are in running clock territory. With a 20-point advantage for the Orangemen. Clock not running just yet, so it might be 30. Pass inside to Moses. Moses, he got his hand full with Hodges on the inside. So Hodges rebounds another one. In transition, Gray for three, money. The Redan Raider pushes the lead to 23 points. Speaking of Redan, it's a different sport, but glad to have Brandon Phillips here as a member of the Atlanta Braves. The veteran second baseman. He's played most of his career for the Cincinnati Reds, is now an Atlanta Brave. good things brewing here in the ATL. It's been some tough seasons to stomach, but with the new SunTrust ballpark additions like Phillips, I think we're in pretty good shape. Lord knows we all had a pretty tough ending to the NFL season, so the better we can do in MLB and the NBA to offset that, the better. As the Spartans get a bucket, pull within 21. Cross-court pass. As Williams had to put a lot of air under that one to get it off. Lewis with the rebound. Williams working along the baseline, gets that one beat. That one clink goes off of one player to another. Earning a trip to the free throw line on the other end. It'll be number 23, Samuel Anthony. So Samuel Anthony at the line. Orangeman being a little sloppy with the ball. Can the Spartans take advantage? That one's kept in bounds. Here's Eustace taking it right at the defender and one. That's the type of fight you want to see from your program, because while it's going to be mathematically tough, this game not completely over. Stranger things have happened. Plenty of time left here in the second half. You see him sort of gather up and look to go over and through the defender. And one. So that's Rolf Eustace on the and one. We got a three-point play the hard way on one end. Three-point play on what's known as the easier way there for number 33 for the Orangemen. That's Dawson Bailey. So it's a 17-point game. The Spartans really working hard to get that deficit down to a more manageable, low team kind of gap. Bailey trying to get back-to-back triples. No good. Moses with the rebound. Score that one. I believe that's another bucket for Eustace. We got a 15-point game. The Orangemen have to watch this trap here. They've led for a good portion of the past 10, 15 minutes or so. You don't want to start thinking about the next game and what you're going to do after you finish this one before you do just that. Finish this one. It's cut to a 13-point gap. We were in 20-ball territory officially moments ago, and now you got the Spartans refusing to lose as they'll go to the line. Rolf Eustace, he's been a usual suspect here over the past few minutes. When you look at good things that have happened for the Spartans. A rebound, a steal. A fast break finish, finishing through contact. Been a good energy guy here over the past few minutes, and the Spartans trying to take full advantage of it. They pulled to within 13, and they're threatening to cut the gap to single digits. Taking advantage of that free throw line is a big part of that. Eustace misses the first. Both of those free throws miss. Saya Gray. That's a good move right there. And most importantly, the finish right behind it. More than enough firepower for this Orangeman squad here in this particular matchup. I think it's just about staying on task, not getting ahead of themselves. The Spartans have provided that reminder here over the past few minutes. We'll see how they respond. In need of a lifeline there, and they finally kick it back up top. Micah Hodges gets the rebound in the hands of Sire Gray. Gray leaves one defender, drops it off. And we're going to have a foul on the play. That'll send Kennedy Howery to the line. Hodges gets back to defense. Shot missed. Rolf Eustace with the blue-collar play inside. Rebounds, flips it up and in. 16-point game. 3-ball, short. Hodges tips it to Gray. Gray's been dropping a couple dimes that have been downgraded to nickels. His teammates haven't been able to finish them. One was due to it being knocked out of play, but there, just want to see them do a better job of being able to gather and finish with close proximity. Of course, these are all youngsters that are continuing to work on their precision. Jackson Etter will go to the line after 18 points in the first half. He's been relatively quiet here in the second half. Coming up on the 8-minute mark. Hodges gets a piece of that one. It's poked away. You got Sire Gray. Etter running with him. He'll drop it off. Etter maybe a little bit too much on the reverse. He lays that up with the opposite hand. It's an easy play. Couldn't get the reverse to go, and Hodges going to be called for the goaltend. Sire Gray making plays again. He's really been able to get into the heart of that Spartans defense here over the past few minutes. And collapsing the defense and dishing, it hasn't been a problem for him over the past few minutes. They get the finish there on that last play. Nearly a backcourt violation, but Gray gets it back. Drops it off again. Just seems like deja vu here over the past few plays. Just breaking the defender down, dropping it off. Giving his teammates an opportunity to finish. Sire Gray just moving around like he has a cheat code out there. Just getting into the heart of the defense at will. And able to benefit from it. The easy layup there for Kennedy Howery, a North Cobb Christian attendee. North Cobb Christian led by head coach Greg Mata, brother of Thad Mata, the Ohio State men's basketball coach. I cringe a little bit when I think Ohio State because it makes me think Big Ten. as well as my favorite team in the Big Ten and overall, the Purdue Boilermakers. As you know, we took our lumps last night, to say the least. 30-point loss to the Kansas Jayhawks. $20-point game. Eder, too much air under that pass, turnover back to the Spartans. Good hustle, but unable to stay in bounds for the Spartans, so back over to the Orangemen. Sire Gray, where else? So this time, you see them step up and take the charge. That's a good play. Yeah, Sire Gray has really just been able to sort of walk things up. You see yet again, he beats his defender. But right there to take the charge for the Spartans. Believe that was Eustace. Couldn't get the back of that jersey. That was either Eustace or Joseph Griffith on that one, number 1 or number 11. Take another look at that replay so we can make sure we give the appropriate credit where it's due, and that indeed was Eustace that stepped up and took that charge. I'm not surprised with the way that kid has played here in this game. The scoreboard doesn't really reflect his level of energy and some of the positive takeaways here for the Spartans. Wide open shooter as he's called for a travel. Travel before he gets the shot off. Eustace saves it, but right to Eder. Eder can't get the layup to go. That one's blocked. Escardo has it poked away, but a foul on the play. Easy bucket there in the middle of the paint for number 25, Kai Mitchell. Mitchell was able to catch that one. Was surprised there wasn't more traffic there in the middle of the paint. Power dribble and a flip up and in makes it a 15-point game. Sire Gray going to get a trip to the free throw line. Kai Mitchell attended South Cobb High School. Coach Greg Moultrie, a great job with that South Cobb Eagles program. They made a Final Four appearance in this year's GHSA state tournament. So Gray makes it a 17-point game as we approach the 5-minute mark. Nice pass ahead from Lewis to Gray. Blocking foul going to go against Lewis. We take another look at Lewis's connection with Sire Gray here. Nice placement on that pass in stride. And Gray doing the rest. Tavion Ringgold at the line. Sire Gray will be called for a travel. I haven't slowed that one down, looked at the replay, but that looked like one of those calls where the ref just didn't like how it looked versus it actually being a travel. Pass ahead to Williams. Williams was looking to use the rim as a protector there, lost the handle. We're midway up. Number 13, Amari Greer at the free throw line. Under 4 minutes remaining in the game. Gray gets it to Eder. Eder knifing in with the and one. Jackson Eder. Mentioned the South Cobb basketball program. Coach Moultrie taking the program to new heights. Eder attending Etowah. And I mentioned the great job Coach Alan Whitehart has done with that program. They went on to win their region en route to their participation in the state tournament. And really saw that team pick up a signature win there early on in that season at the Jared Cook Classic that we broadcasted. It's Kai Mitchell. South Cobber gets that lay-in, but you could just see a lot of the foundation that Coach had laid. It was, he laid that prior to that early season event that we broadcasted, but you get those opportunities to really build on what you've laid. When you really start that season, you get those games, those learning situations, those opportunities to show and prove. They were able to do that early on, and they really used it as a reference point for what they could accomplish that season. Even though it was just the coach's first year, Whitehart's first year there at Etowah. Sire Gray, the assist. Jason Williams, the left-hand lay-in. Good positioning there by Rolf Eustace as he grabs it and gets the lay-in. We got a player shaking up there on the floor. So we'll step away momentarily. We'll be back with more Hoop Quest Atlanta Tip-Off Classic. Number 13 for the Spartans, Amari Greer, has been helped off the floor. So best wishes there for that young man. Hope it's nothing major. Was able to walk off under his own power with some assistance, so best wishes there. Coming up on the 2-minute mark. A weight room move there by Cardo. Quentin Cardell. They're on the last bucket. Williams ahead. Gets it to Rowe. Rowe driving baseline. And gets it to go. Cardell will get another trip to the free throw line.